Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I want what you white hoes get, and I want it today, ASAP, not tomorrow.
Hey, you know what? Let me hit that.
Really?
I can handle it.
I am certain that you cannot.
Oh, come on. I smoked a ton of weed in the 90s.
Right, the 90s.
Welcome back, y'all. We are going to do a bit of a continuation of the conversation we were having previously. I was doing some commentary off of an Izzy Band's appearance I made a couple days ago. A couple of appearances, actually. So, I figured that even though I can make a lot of logical, cogent arguments, and people who are attracted to that sort of thing might be, attracted to that sort of thing, right? However, I understand that if you want to make the point to niggas, because see, niggas aren't necessarily attracted to logic and reason and all these, Caucasian niceties. However, if you want to get the point across to niggas, you kind of have to say it with titties. Niggas listen to titties, bro. Niggas believe in the titties. Niggas have a lot of faith in titties, bro. Niggas got more faith in titties than they do their own money. That's why they give so much money to titties. Because, the titties will do more for them than their own money will. So, anyway, we about to listen to the titties tell you. Let's get to it, y'all.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
All y'all do is sit on this internet and judge people. At the end of the day, I did what I had to do as a mother. My kids should not go without living life because I can't afford to do something. Like earlier that week, my baby daddy had gave me like $300, but I had to get my hair and stuff done. It's only messed up now because I slept on it. I had to get my hair, lashes, nails, and stuff done. So that's what I had to use the money from him for. My kids made good grades and everything in school, and they wanted to go to the fair, and they deserved it. So I seen an opportunity with old dude. Like, okay, he been in my inbox and stuff. He been begging me to go out, to take me out and stuff like that. So I gave him my number, conversed with him a little bit, and I invited him out to the fair because I knew he was the type of person that was going to pay for it. So all I did was did what I had to do as a mama to make sure my kids can enjoy themselves. So I don't care how y'all look at me and how y'all judge me. I am a damn good mother. It's a lot of moms that wouldn't even do what I do to make my kids happy. I am a good mom. You know, like I don't want to. I'm not attracted to him. I did what I had to do.
Fuck that bitch, ain't no respect for her. That little bitch turn her back so quick, you ain't got no check for her.
Okay, let's read the quotes on the screen here. So my kids really wanted to go to the fair and I couldn't afford to take them. So as a mother, I did what I had to do to make my kids happy. This guy has been trying to take me out for months, but I'm not attracted to him. So I gave him some attention and made him feel good. Anyways, invited him to the fair because I knew he would pay. Okay, so we leave the fair about 9:30 and he asked me to come over to his house after I get my kids to bed. I went the fuck off on this man because I guess he thought spending some money meant I was going to give him some. Then the man started apologizing and saying how he can see a future with me and my kids, blah, 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 blah. I told him, I hope you find your missus right because it ain't me. Then I hung up in his face.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
Dirty folk, it's not fair to call it prostitution. She never gave him none. This is more like larceny. This is like scamming or something. This is a different kind of crime. Where you like talk somebody out of money. But anyway, it's apparently there are guys out in this world, you know, like Izzy, who seem to have a hard time understanding what's going on in the dating world. Why guys are like, what was that phrase they use? Why they have that defeated mindset, as that one guy liked to say.
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please drop it in the comments. Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 8.
A lot of guys are apparently saying, I'm just going to go fishing. Let me read a few comments. No accountability from the female species in any regards is reason enough to protect your own peace and move accordingly. Next. I'm not interested in dating. I have too many horror stories from relationships that I doubt I'll ever trust again. It's just not worth it. Next. Not our problem. If women want to be Miss Independent, then they will be. Can't have your cake and eat it too. Next. I'm in my mid-40s and I've been out of the dating game for about 10 years now, and truthfully, I don't miss it. Women are way more trouble than they are worth, and they bring very little to the table besides problems and requests for money. Next. Tell you why, girl. Tell you why, question mark. Girl, how long have you been in this world? Next. At my current age of 39, honestly, it's the lack of accountability and not having the ability to stand on business when they're caught in the wrong. Also lacking in the art of effective communication and proper dialogue instead of engaging with emotional reactions. Next. As a young man, when you look at who benefits from divorce, it worries. When you look at body count of a girl by 25, it's a nightmare. When you, women, check the loyalty, it's very fickle. In a world of capitalists, women ain't patient and need an affluent man who doesn't need them. It's fucking rough, isn't it? It's fucking rough. I think men are starting to form an opinion.
If you don't have a man, you ain't nothing.
I think a particular reality is beginning to bear out for all of us to witness. Women desire the relationship far more than the men do. Which is not to say that men do not desire the relationship. Men absolutely do desire it. But however, outside of the relationship, men seem to be able to find a level of peace, happiness, tranquility, even belonging and purpose in ways that women just struggle with outside of the traditional relationship, or not even the traditional relationship, because women are getting fucked and left alone at night, and apparently you can fuck a guy and leave him alone at night and it won't bother him as much as it would bother the woman if you fuck her and leave her alone at night. And so women really do apparently want that traditional relationship setup more than they let on. But we were finding out that there's a lot of men who are just happy chilling. And I want to share a video with you guys here. Let's go to a story from Kendra G. Well, a story about Kendra G. Hit that like button, people.
For a very long time, but I'm finally going to talk about it. Kendra G's gathering in Philadelphia was empty. And I believe I walked past, it was like, and the crazy thing is I was with my man. I was on a date. That's the crazy thing about it. When did I walk past? It was like in the middle.
Oh, I'm walking through the Kendra G Singles Live Philly, and nobody is there, y'all. Hold on, look.
Going closer to the end, right? So I walked past, and it was like a big old Kendra sign out there, and I wanted to meet Kendra. Like that's what I went for. I wanted to meet Kendra, and he's like, he didn't really know who Kendra was, but I was telling him who Kendra was, and I was like, I want to meet Kendra. So I go down there and I walk in. I didn't record when I was walking there, but I did record me walking past and leaving. And the girl at the front desk was like, Kendra is not here. Kendra didn't show up. I said, okay, well, this is it? She was like, this is it. Like, this is. And I said, well, did a lot of people leave? And she said, no, like, because I thought I got there on the tail end of the party. And she was like, no, it wasn't a lot of, but what the part that got me is she said, only 2 men walked in. It's been nothing but women there all night. As you can see in the video, it's nothing but women. As I was counting the video, it was like 14 women. And then that's not even including the women that were in the back. It was like groups of women in the back.
Now, I've been hearing for a while now, I've been hearing several different reports on this type of thing. Men are no longer showing up to these dating events, the speed dating, the little mixers that people put together. All of these dating events, apparently the only thing dudes are showing up for is that pop the balloon bullshit. They must be paying them niggas, because dudes are not showing up just to try to meet and smash or whatever. And which is, I don't think it's at zero. You know what I mean? It's obviously not at zero, but the numbers are going down. The reported engagement is dropping. There's a noticeable drop in the attempts. We are taking less shots on goal, all right? Put it in basketball terms for you. We are taking less and less shots on goal.
Getting drinks. And it was two men. And the part that kills me is that one of the men, right? And this is what, when women say they don't compete for men, it kills me because deep down inside they do. They just put it in the front and say they don't, but they do in real life. Outside, right? One of the men pulled up in a black Bentley truck, like while I was at the desk, because he was looking for parking. So another man pulls up in a Bentley truck and walks to the front, and everybody got up out their seats, looking up, looking at the door. Everybody. He walked in, he looked around, he walked up and talked to the DJ. Eyes, all the women eyes was on him. He was that he was a tall just. So I'm thinking in my head, this is Kendra's show in real life. All of the women are looking for this small selection of men. The 6 foot, that was the 6 foot, 6-figured man they all were looking for.
This is another unspoken truth of modern dating. Women have basically raised their price, not their value, but their price. And so for a lot of women, in order for you to talk her out of the free, independent, uncommitted lifestyle that most women just generally have now, you have to be at peak levels of everything. Peak physical attractiveness, peak economic potential, peak social status, right? You have to have peak everything. And then maybe you can coax her out of being a slut. Outside of that, the average guy has no negotiating, no leverage ability whatsoever, right? Which is a ridiculous place to be, but that's where we are.
That was him. And they always, and I'm standing there, I'm looking, I swear I'm looking, and he talks to the DJ and they cacking it up and he just walks right on out, and they watched him walk right on out. And I was like, you can't tell me men at the prize, child. You can lie and say they aren't, but women outnumber men so bad, in especially popular urban areas. In Philadelphia, even when you watch Kendra G's show, there are more women on the show. Kendra say this all the time. There are more single women than men. There are more single women than men. There are more single women than men. If you look at Kendra G's video, scroll down, I counted it. I'll do what y'all want with that information. But it was just a funny sight to see. I honestly believe dating is dead. I don't think people should date. I think
Damn, I was on mute that whole time. Love is dead, bro. Love is dead. Izzy was mad at me when I was trying to tell him love is dead, but it's not me that's killing it. Men have not killed love. It's women who've killed love. Women have killed love, and the only reason love is still a viable commodity on the marketplace is because men are the market for it. Men are the ones who still kind of believe in love. I remember a while ago, I had a black pill, like a real black pill, right? And I asked my mom, because I was, going through bullshit with my baby mom. And I asked my mom a while ago, do women even care about men? And she flat out told me, no, not really, no. I'm like, but I'm a man, mom. like inside, my scream was my soul was screaming, but it was a quiet scream on the inside, like I am a man. But I had to just accept that. And I think a lot of men are realizing that women just don't or can't. Can is the worst part. Don't is an acceptable reality, but can't is a black pill. And a lot of men are realizing that women either don't or can't love men the way men actually love women. It's almost a physical, it's like a biological impossibility. If you understand the life cycle and the reproductive cycle and the general existence of what it is to be a female adult human being, maybe they really can't do it. And once you understand that, it changes your relationship to them on the whole. It changes your outlook on marriage and relationships and whatnot. Like earlier, just this morning, I was thinking about something like the purpose of a marriage is to like produce and rear children, essentially. And the purpose of a relationship is basically a mini marriage, right? But if you have no desire or intent to raise and produce children together, then there's not much reason for even a relationship. And so if you can just sort of have the fun and the sex without the relationship, and certainly without the marriage, feels like winning.
Dating is dead. I don't think you should date. If you already haven't found your partner and you know you're superficial, just have hookups and call it a night. Just have hookups and call it a night. That's just me personally. Because most people are superficial, whether they like to say it or not. But yeah, that was it. The 6'6" figured man walked through, saw the women that was up for grabbing, didn't choose any, and walked right on out. I was shocked. I thought more men was going to come out, especially the men that be in the comment section. But I'm not going to lie, Kendra dating show does not have the good. I wouldn't go to an event for Kendra anyway. I was going to be fucking nosy, and I was with my man. But I feel like the people who are on her show, they're not good dating options. Like, they're not good dating options. Like, even if you watch her show, like the men and women that goes up there, they're not good options to choose from. Nobody on there is healed. So I can imagine what it was like in real life. I just thought more men would be there. That's all. That was just me. I thought more men would be there. I thought it would be an equal event. But to see if it was full with women, this is not my first time hearing about this, but I'm just being.
Can I get a number 8, crispy? What you want, baby?
Let me get a number 2.
Say no more. And the number 2.
I don't have any money, and so.
Oh, that's all good, baby. That's
okay,
all good.
Okay.
Take off that number 2. Can I get a number 8, crispy?
Hey, shout out to my man Dylan with the $10 cash app. He say niggas glad and hoes mad. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Oh, we almost got 100 people in the building. We building up a crowd, y'all. We building up a crowd. Secure your spot. Come on, get in, gather around, gather around. Like the video, people. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all for supporting the show, man. I appreciate you guys donating to the stream. Let's get back to it.
What's the worst thing you've done to an ex or a guy you were talking to?
His homeboy.
Did he know?
Yeah, I told him. I sent him the video. Yeah, eating my.
I beg your pardon?
What's your body count?
61. I answered this already.
61.
Yeah.
Maybe your father didn't spend enough time with you. Maybe your mother didn't spend enough time. You didn't get the type of attention from your parents.
What's the worst thing you did to an ex?
I cheated.
Who did you cheat with?
A lot of people.
How many people?
Maybe 4 or 5. Jesus Christ.
Well, what's your craziest college confession?
When I hooked up with a guy, and then I went with his best friend the very next week.
What's your body count?
I will not say.
I'm thinking it's probably like 22-ish.
It's not 22. I'm not a whore.
No, you're not a.
You've been that.
We got to put a pin in that. We got to put a pin in that.
It's Uncle Remus spinning his warm, funny stories.
What black women are doing, I don't care. They're their own group. When they decide to work with us, they will. Otherwise, they won't. And they don't have to. They have their own power, their own productivity. They don't need us for anything. And I'm okay with that.
The key to happiness is to eliminate all black women from your life. I mean, look at me. No black women in my life. Look how happy I am. I'm happy as a nigga with a new gun.
Now, Ruckus, that is preposterous.
All right. I know I said I was going to let the titties talk, but I came across this video, and God damn it, Lord knows BGS gets on my last fucking nerve. He does, but he does some solid content. He has a lot of insight when it comes to the black male female condition, and so I wanted to do a quick review on this video here. Not a full review because it's like 30 minutes long, but there's some solid shit in here.
I hate for sharing this, especially publicly on this platform, but this whole "I'm just a girl" situation has once again proven something that I've been saying that a lot of us have refused to come to terms with, which is that men and women, we have become culturally incompatible. And because that's it, we've just become culturally incompatible. We no longer share the same ideals. We no longer believe in the same things. We no longer want the same goals in life. We no longer believe in each other. We no longer trust each other. We no longer give each other any type of grace. We don't see any good in each other. It's like our ideals, the things like how do I more morality, we have different versions of what's moral and what's not. Like the only thing
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
keeping us together, the only thing we have in common at this point is race. And I'm just a girl. Of all the people that y'all would try to chase off this app, definitely, I mean, if y'all gonna go after her, do you know how many others that are significantly worse or do the exact same thing she does, but for, like, come on, man. Simply because what she's advocating for, and what she's advocating for is why y'all coming for her. And that's, for me, is proof enough that anyone that advocates for this, anyone that advocates for us finding a common ground and cohabitating in peace gets their reputations ruined. And I'm like, what more proof we are no longer culturally compatible. The only thing we have in common is race, and I don't think that's enough to hold the people together. I just want to share.
Hey, folks. Now, he's obviously speaking about the black people, race and whatnot. But this is a phenomenon that's really happening across the developed Western world, right? Even parts of Asia are experiencing birth rate decline and social romantic dysfunction. Black America, I mean, I guess all of the countries and all of the ethnicities have their own unique pathway to this problem. But Black America, we have our unique path. And BGS, he does have some interesting words on this. Black pill, obviously.
Folks, back again. On Saturday, I said I was going to pre-record a talk about how the manosphere, especially the black manosphere, is not toxic, it's tired. And I've been realizing that over the past couple of years. And when I was listening to Mr. Z for the 200th time, try to explain why women are wrong for the way they think and the way they feel and how they go about doing their business, man, I really felt that I was tired. I was tired of hearing it.
Here's another black pill, bro. Are women wrong? Have you considered that question? Are women wrong for the way they act, the things they do? Are they wrong? What is wrong, right? What is it to be right? It starts to raise weird moral questions. Acadia says yes, right? Acadia, I'm going to pose a slightly different argument, and a more based argument, perhaps, but I'm going to say no, they are not wrong. Is the spider wrong for trapping the fly? Is the spider wrong for trapping the fly? Now, why? Let me explain why I argue that women are not wrong per se. For probably all of human existence, like up until very recently, men have quietly understood that there has to be not only an order between men and women, but an outright dominance of women by men. And without that dominance, the women will do what women will naturally do. And I am arguing that it is in a woman's nature to take advantage. Many of them almost can't even help themselves. It is in a woman's nature to take advantage. And is a person wrong for doing the thing that they are almost biologically wired to do? So think of it in this way, right? Men can affect change on our environment on a grand scale. On a small scale too, but on a grand scale, a group of men can affect massive change to like the local ecosystem. You know, we can build farms and cut canals and start up irrigation and whatnot. You know, we can dig holes through fucking mountains. We can manipulate the world, right? There's a conversation on Twitter right now about whether or not we're manipulating the weather with these hurricanes and shit, right? Because men can do shit. Men can manipulate the world. That is our power. That is our inherent ability. I think women's inherent ability on that same level is to manipulate men. And it's a wonderful ability. Like if I weren't a man, then the number two power would be, you know, I want power over men. You know what I mean? Like if I weren't a man, I would understand the draw of such power. And so I'm arguing from a completely objective, pragmatic stance that women are not wrong. Women are fucking women. And it's simple as that. Women are not wrong. They're just women. And that's what women will do. And so we have to simply accept these things, not for the sake of women, but for our own sake, right? We don't stare at the sun because we know it will hurt our eyes, right? We don't get upset with the sun for the pain that it causes us because we stared at the sun. Women are women, bro.
Because he was talking about how much black men earn. The medium men's done the same thing, and what their aspirations for man is for them to be with him or even be married to him, and how unrealistic it is, and how it's going to make their life more miserable and make their life tougher. Basically, they're not listening. They're not listening. And no matter what you say, or how you say it, or how much you show to them, or how many facts you put in front of their face, they're going to stick their fingers in the ear and go la 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 la, right? And they're going to put their hand over their eyes and say, "I don't see anything," and put their hands over their mouth like, "I'm not going to speak truth to you. I'm going to stay in my little bubble, stay in my delusion, listen to my girlfriends, and believe what I want to believe." Going back and reading, going back in history, even back to 1850 was Ain't I a Woman, all the way to bell hooks with Ain't I a Woman, right? In the 1970s, and 1980s, 130 years later, black women were assigned to you. They're not organically your woman. They organically raise you to be in a family unit, like most parts of the world is, right? So you just happen to be slaves together. You have to be on the same plantation. You have to be of the same color. So they figured slaves should mix with slaves. So they assigned you a woman, and the woman was assigned a man, whether she wanted to be with him or not. Sometimes she had kids with him, sometimes she didn't. But they knew the propagation of the species, of the culture, depended on them getting together and then working together. Pauli Murray said in the 1940s that black women were in a state of rebellion. Frazier said that black women have been in a state of rebellion since Lincoln, since the Emancipation Proclamation.
All women are currently in a state of rebellion. All women in the West are currently in a state of rebellion. This is why guys who passport, bro, they don't go to Europe. They're not trying to get one of these woke European bitches. They might go to like pockets of Eastern Europe to get them one of them mountain Slavic chicks. You know, they be advertising these Eastern European chicks on YouTube now. But generally speaking, dudes passport, bro, to third world countries where the women have less rights and more responsibilities.
Women have been in a state of rebellion against black men since then. And that's true. The only reason that we get together is out of necessity. It comes to the point where you start realizing you can't make her Miss Ann. She didn't want to be with you. She had to be with you. And as soon as she didn't have to be with you, especially in the 1950s and 1960s with welfare and all the other state coming in and taking the place of the man becoming the baby daddy, most of them bounced. It took 10 years. It took 10 years. 30s and 40s, when she had to be with you, the marriage rate or the marriage rate and out of wedlock rate was about 3%. As soon as the state stepped in and said she didn't need you anymore, it tripled and went to 9%. By the time Monahan looked at it, you were 23%. So was the marriage rate. It went all the way down from 90 to 80. Now it stayed there until the 1980s with the crack era and stuff like that, and then it just blew up to what it is now. Which, if you look from the 1950s to the 1980s, basically just flipped the whole 30 years. You flipped the whole marriage game upside down to where almost 90% of black people were married, or even whether they live together or not, to the point where basically 70% of black people are unmarried. That's how bad it is. How bad it got. And sure.
Here's an interesting concept for a lot of black men to consider, right? And especially like the pro-black sorts. And this ties into the feminist argument, which I think is a truth, but not quite in the way that feminism presents it, right? You guys realize that romance as a concept is a relatively new invention. Romance is a product of I guess we call it the Victorian age, right? Literally after Queen Victoria, I believe, right? So it was a certain time in the late 1800s, I think. Well, not even 18, maybe even earlier than that, probably the 17. But romance is something that sort of came about over time as this sort of fantastical notion that, wealthy women, mostly wealthy women, could kind of be attracted to. But for the majority of human history, the pair bonding between men and women was something of necessity and not romantic desire, right? And so the idea of romance, that we get together because I love you deeply and you love me deeply, and we're going to have all these love babies together, and we're going to love our children into adulthood, like that's some new shit, tell you the truth. For most of human history, women had to marry whoever they had to marry because their father said so or whatnot, and they had a role to perform, and then most of them probably did. And even if you fast forward to like post-slavery Black America, the pressures to marry, a lot of it was, fundamentally a practical situation. Like a woman alone was just weak and vulnerable and incapable of the immense amount of output that a man could generate economically and physically. And so the practical sense of the practical benefits of a marriage for a woman, it was just there, it made sense. And again, love need not really be a thing. Like romantic love need not really be a thing. And then you also have, you know, the pressures of slavery, racism, and all that. You know, we got to stick together. You know, the white man gonna get us, yada yada yada, right? But we're finding out in the modern world that if you remove all of the pressures that were placed on women, the social, the economic, even the physical pressures that were placed on women. So now women no longer get shamed for being single or being, you know, sluts, right? Slut shaming is a bad thing, right? Women can make as much money as a man. Women can have a family on her own as a man. You know, women don't really need men for general protection like they did before. And let's say women in the West, you know, minus immigration issues, didn't really need the protection of men on a regular basis the way a lot of women would have needed that in a sort of third world type of environment, right? And so now all there is love and romance. She doesn't need your money. She doesn't need you to stick around and actually raise this kid. She might need your money then. She doesn't need you to be her bulldog every time she walks down the street because the world is kind of safe and tame. She lives in a nice neighborhood. And so all you have now is romance, love and romance, right? Love and happiness. Love and happiness. That's all you got. And we're finding out these bitches don't love love and romance is gay. Ain't that some shit, bro? These bitches don't love love and romance is gay, bro. That's what we've just found out. Blackest pill ever.
For a period of time. And why was that? It's because in her heart, she was always in rebellion against you. In her heart, she never really wanted to be with you. In her heart, she would toss you over the side for the dominant man in the society, which is a white man, in a heartbeat. She would. In fact, Pauline Murray in 1940s and Bell Hooks said the exact same thing. Racism is not the white man putting a boot on your neck and holding you down or killing you or disappearing you. Racism was a white man refusing to marry a black woman. He'd get her pregnant. She'd have his baby, but he wouldn't marry her. And to women, most women, that is racism. Not that you can't get a job, not that you get proxy violence, none of that. That happens to the men. And this has been going on for so long, so long. Frazier talked about it in the 30s. Du Bois talked about it in 1890. This stuff has been going on for hundreds of years. And at some point, black men are going to have to get tired. The first evolution of black men starting to get tired was with Black Manosphere 1.0. However you want to call it, even though it wasn't called that. It was proto weird pill black men. They're still blue pill. But the thing is, they saw the cracks in the armor. They saw the cracks in the institution with Willie.
Are the blue pill guys getting tired? Is that what's happening? Are the blue pill guys getting tired? It reminds me of like some old 80s song. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. I feel like that's what's happening. The blue pillars are getting tired. No, the blue pillars are getting tired, bro. I think that's what's going on. The motherfuckers all turned into White Snake, bro. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far. These niggas getting tired. They just keep pushing on, but they tired.
For what little institution was left. They still believed in it, that if we could fix it, if we could patch up the holes, we can get back to where we were. That was 15 years ago. And the manosphere and the black manosphere has advanced. Advanced to the point where all the hoo-ha and the crap, non-cooperation and all the other stuff that goes along with dating and marriage and being in the family, men, especially black men, are tired of it. So when we come together and complain about stuff that's true, some stuff that's absolutely true, we might say it in a certain tone they don't like, but it's absolutely true, we get labeled as toxic.
Yo, Mr. O, consider this. Consider this. What happens when Careless Whisper goes from a sad love song to a power ballad? Think about it. Think about it if you just put a slightly different energy on it. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. It's easy to pretend, but I ain't no fucking fool. That shit could it becomes words of power. And listen, I ain't never gonna dance again. I mean, these guilty bitches. That's what happened. The energy started to bend the corner. The energy started to bend the curve. Niggas are proudly. Niggas don't dance no more. All they do is this. All they do is this. That's all it is.
Read a Medium because that is anti-manosphere 101. I want to go see anti-manosphere stuff, go to read a Medium blogs. Talk about this stuff all the time. And one of these blogs is talking about an old saying in Red Pill Pickup: "She's not yours, it's just your turn." And talk about how toxic that was sounding to them and how it made them not trust women, and they had to get away from it without realizing why men said it. They didn't really care. They just know that they wholeheartedly believed in saying it, and how they embraced it so much that it ruined what they thought. Instead of taking it as a precautionary tale, instead of understanding what it meant, they just took it as gospel. That men were tired of getting burned, men were tired of getting hurt, men were tired of getting rejected, men were tired of getting cheated on and left. So you invent a theme.
Slick Rick, we know, bro. We know. It's funny as shit when I think about it, but I'm not trying to go there on the show, but we know, bro. We know. That's what makes this shit extra ironic, bro. That's why them feet was so fucking guilty. That's why the nigga was toe tapping. That's why he got guilty feet. That nigga was in the bathroom stall toe tapping.
A meme called "She's not yours, it's just your turn. She doesn't belong to you." And wholeheartedly, I say that with a black woman. I said that a long time ago. She doesn't belong to you. And she would tell you she doesn't belong to you. Kevin tried to get a black psychologist, black psychiatrist, psychologist that does this for a living, supposedly an enlightened being. And he walked you through all the other women. And all the other women, groups of women, belong to their men. Except when it comes to the ADOS black woman. She choked up, she couldn't say it. And she had to admit no in their mind.
No, Raheem, slow down, bro. Careless Whisper is not our new anthem for the reasons I just explained. All right, we can make fun. We can have fun with things. We can tell jokes about shit, but no, nigga. No, nigga. No. Do I have to put out an official gulag statement? No. Hoes Mad is and forever shall be the anthem.
Minds, they don't belong to us. They don't look at us as their husbands or partners, as they want to call it, because we know their partner is crap. They look at us as necessary tools, ConcuServes, if you will. We have a set of skills that is useful to advance their life, their livelihood, and their emotional state. And they leverage that. It's all well and good if you get black men get a return on investment, which the return on investment is piss poor. Anton Daniels was saying that most women, especially black women, think that a return on investment for what you give them is her opening her legs. Again, Austin Hollerman over there in Kenya, talking about dating in Kenya, where it's not a competition. It's not a competition. She's interested in you. She's interested in what you do and your experience, how you see the world, because she wants to learn about you. And she wants you to learn about her. It's not a competition. In ADOS Black America, our relationships are built about how high can she build the wall and how much you're willing to do to get over the wall.
That is one of the weird things about the black love dynamic. And it's not even like unheard of. Like women are kind of like open about this. There's like this wall that you have to tear down. That's what game is for black men. You got to tear down her wall, right? But it's like I have to compete against you to win you. And it feels so weird when you understand it on that level. It's like it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, what are we even doing here? Why are we even playing this game? I want to share something with you guys here. Like, you realize these bitches actually practice having an attitude? They do. They got whole TikTok attitude sessions.
Attitude. Now walk out. Okay. Attitude. What? Now walk out. Attitude. Ooh, now walk off. Okay? Come on, Tay. Attitude. Wow. What? Walk off. Attitude. Now walk off. Attitude. What? Now walk off. Ooh.
Walk off.
Attitude. Wow. Now walk off. Ooh. Attitude. Wow. Now walk off. Wow. Attitude. Oh. Attitude.
Oh. Oh.
Attitude. Now walk out. Okay? Attitude. What? Now walk out. Attitude. Ooh. Now walk out. Okay?
I know what you're
Okay.
thinking.
Attitude.
I know what you're thinking. These just little young thoughts or whatever. You can't make judgments off of young thoughts. All right. Well, how about our semi-professional nursing staff here?
Attitude.
I mean,
Now
I guess
walk
they're
off.
young thoughts too, but still.
Attitude. Walk off. Attitude. Walk off. Attitude. Walk off. Attitude. Now walk off. Attitude. Now walk off. Attitude. Walk off. Attitude. Walk off. Attitude. Walk off. Attitude. Now walk off. Attitude. Walk off. Attitude. Now walk off. Attitude.
Yeah, yes. They actually practice. They try to perfect the art of attitude. That's what you got here. They are perfecting the art of attitude. And then you're supposed to love them. You're supposed to fall in love. You're supposed to want to be with this. Like the video, people. Like, share, and subscribe. I want to take you to, I guess this is the main event. Let's talk to Danica Marie. Now, before I even get into this, I want to say this. My very first ever opinion on Danica Marie, years and years ago, mind you, she's actually come a long way since then, but first time I ever saw Danica Marie, I was like, oh, titty tattoos, you know. I was halfway intrigued, but, you know, it's titty tattoos. I'm not stupid enough to listen. But I will say this. I was actually making a point to Izzy the other day when I was on his channel that there's not a lot of black women out there actually being direct and honest, you know, talking about the truth of things and whatnot, who actually would shame other women for their behavior and all that. And as I come to learn, Danica Marie actually isn't so bad. You know, I forgive the titty tattoo thing because, you know, she's not my wife. She married some other guy, so that's his problem now. So that being said, I don't hate her content, and she's not bad to look at. And them some fucking tig old bitties. But Danica Marie has discovered that good men are actually happy single. And it's bad. It's bad. It's not only that they're happy, it's bad that good men are happy single.
Happier single?
Dave, is it just me or did they get bigger? Did they get bigger? Bro, she must have had a baby. She must have had a baby. I swear to God, they got bigger. That bitch upped the cup. She upped the whole cup. I swear to God, they got bigger, bro. Is it just me, but they got so much bigger?
So I don't know if you all are paying attention to the current events, if you will, as far as dating is concerned, but I'm starting to notice a lot more men being a lot more bold and a lot more vocal in their peace and happiness and freedom of being alone.
Peace and happiness, come on, love is. Peace and happiness, come on, love is. Peace and happiness. Yeah, yes, it's out there. It's a real thing. A lot of guys have given it a try and they discovered something wonderful.
And for me, it's very, very bittersweet because I am somebody that is a strong advocate for togetherness between men and women, you know, having healthy, strong, balanced relationships, building families. Like, I am all for that. Okay. I am a sucker for love, especially as a happily married woman myself. I would love for more people to be able to experience the bliss of having somebody in your life that you.
And let me just put this out there, because, you know, we're going to make some jokes in here and this, but the best thing about Danica Marie is that she's happily married. Yeah, God damn it, that's what the fuck I said. The best thing about Danica Marie, and she's got a lot of great things about her, but the best thing about her is she's happily married, God damn it.
If you don't have a man, you ain't nothing.
You can see forever with, okay? And so it's bitter for me in that way because, like I said, as a happily married woman myself, I do want to share that feeling and that experience with other people. However, and this is where I gotta be honest, okay? However, if men are not going to be met with the amount of love and support and
oh, but is he happy? Roy, you know, that's a great fucking video. I don't think I don't have that video saved, Roy, but that was a great clip. So guys, there was this clip going around where there's a podcast, some guy's talking to some girl, some like middle-aged woman, and he asked, are you married? She's like, yeah, married. So is he happy? Is your husband happy? And the guy, he just asked a question like it was, you know, it just came out of left field apparently. And the girl was kind of taken aback. The lady, she was taken aback. Like, that's a weird question almost. Cause like generally people usually ask if I'm happy. And he was like, yeah, but you know, I just want to like show my concern for him. And so I had to ask, is he happy? Bro, she started crying. She wound up walking off the set like, fuck you. Just the question of is he happy, it evokes such guilt and shame in her that it ended the little clip, bro. It was crazy. It was so fucking crazy. Like, damn, your happiness as a man isn't even in the equation. It's something to think about.
Reciprocity and appreciation that they deserve and that they need. Well, I'm not going to feel bad about a man saying, you know what? I am going to take my power and my peace back by embracing this new, I guess, way of life. You know, if I have to really engulf myself in the whole single man lifestyle in order to find my peace, in order to be happy and everything of that sort, then I'm going to do that. And I, you know, as a woman, even have to salute that, you know. I gotta be honest. And y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all so very much for being here. But we got to get into it, okay? I have to be honest enough to admit that there are a lot, not all, but there are a lot of women out there that only see men as a tool to use at their own discretion for their own disposal.
Thank you, Free Zone. Let's take a look at this video real quick, because and it kind of highlights exactly the issue she was kind of bringing up. Like, even within your so-called loving marriage, a lot of guys can't help but to feel like, hey, am I just a tool to be used and discarded one day? Oh, what the hell just happened there? Go back.
Oh, that's a weird question. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Is he happy?
Oh, that's a weird question. Usually they ask if I'm happy.
Yeah, but like, it's a different kind of an interview. I'm just, because he's not here, like I want to show my care for him as well. Is he happy? Your answer is yes, no. You don't wanna answer that question. I think it's okay. I think we got the answer. It's me and the camera guy. You got it, bro. Are you married?
Yes.
Look at that smile. So happy to be married and so unconcerned if her husband is happy. That is a weird, that's the duality of man right there, isn't it? That's the fucking duality of man, right? This bitch is so happy to be married and so unconcerned if her husband is even happy at all. Shit's crazy, man. Shit's crazy. And they wonder why dudes are discovering you can be just as, if not happier, single without, a full-time relation job.
Yeah. So with that being in mind, I cannot entirely fault these men for saying, you know what, I don't desire relationships. I don't desire marriage. I don't desire to waste my time on women and everything of that sort. Let me just focus on me. Let me pamper myself. I cannot. Let's be clear, you all, and let's be honest. Even when it comes to marriage, oftentimes the women only want to be married for the lifestyle that the man can give to her, the wedding day, the big pretty ring. It's all about her feeling her best self. And it's all about her reaping all of the benefits and rewards of being married. But hardly ever do we think about how we are supposed to feel our duties and our responsibilities and our roles as wives.
What is a woman's job? Well, let me not say job. What is a woman's role in terms of like a relationship, right? And this is, I think, where a lot of guys are just doing math and figuring she really has not much of a, she doesn't have much of a role. She's just there to be fucked or whatever, and you can fuck her without all the attachments. So like, what's the actual benefit? And a lot of guys are kind of doing just some cold calculations on it. And, without the romance, it's hard to really answer that question in a way that helps women.
You never go into talking about, oh, well, this is the type of submissive wife that my husband gets, or this is the type of respect and love and appreciation that my husband gets. Everything really does boil back down to how am I able to have leverage? How am I able to have control?
Ken, I was wondering about that because, the tattoo is always a bad look in my mind. I make instant associations with tattoos like that, but yeah, I was always wondering about that. Good to get some confirmation on my suspicions.
Am I able to get over? And if all thus fails and I find myself being bored or whatever the case may be, hey, I'll just divorce him. I'll just leave him. The moment that he's no longer being my lap dog or giving me whatever I want, I'll just leave him. That is how we treat relationships, and especially marriage today. And so just being completely transparent, I can't fault entirely these men, or at all for that matter, for saying, you know what, I'll just live the single life. And what's really heartbreaking to watch is the fact that I know a lot of these guys who are embracing this new lifestyle. They were the guys who wanted to be married. They are the guys who wanted families. They are the guys that wanted a wife. Like, they wanted the whole shebang as far as love was concerned. But
Yeah, it's rough out here for those guys, man. It's so hard out here for those guys. Those guys get it the worst. The guys who want love and romance and family and happiness, they get it the worst.
You better just own up to it at this point.
I f***ed my ex's best friend, and I f***ed his other friends, and then I got with his other friends.
I'm a bit sad.
Oh, and then I dated his ex-best friend too.
Actually, I'm lying. I'm quite devastated.
Because he cheated on me after like 2 years.
If she was bad, it would have been okay though, right?
Yeah.
If you cheat, make sure she's bad.
Right, yeah, of course.
What is your craziest college confession?
I f***ed my ex-boyfriend's best friend just for fun.
Just for fun.
Oh, I f***ed all of his friends just for fun.
Yeah.
What is the worst thing you've done to an ex?
Definitely like his best friend.
Why? Why though?
He broke up with me like 2 days before that, and I was at a party, and I was like,
You're a this wasn't 30, 90 days, 4 or 5.
I slept with my ex-boyfriend's dad while we were still together.
What? Why did you do that?
Because I was, I don't know.
It's an evil world we live in.
What's the worst thing you've done to an ex?
His friend.
Why did you do that though?
Because he was better than him.
How long were you guys together when you did that?
4 years.
You ruined a 4-year relationship.
I wanted to ruin it.
It's an evil world we live in.
What's yours confession?
I f***ed my boyfriend's best friend.
Huh?
But
Like the video, people. Like, share, and subscribe. Donate to the show. Please support the stream. We're getting back to it. Let's go, Danica.
hey, the climate is what the climate is. And it's very unfortunate that they have reached the conclusion of it's not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze. And what also breaks my heart is that so many other beautiful, deserving women out there will also miss out on their Prince Charmings, all due to the fact that so many other women out there were trash. But I do want to share my screen with you all and show you this compilation that I put together myself that really blew my mind. Like, I could not believe the amount of men out here that were, again, embracing just being alone, being by themselves, and they seem to be enjoying it. You know, that's the most eye-opening, mind-blowing part about it all. These men are actually enjoying being alone, being by themselves, you know, doing the same activities that they would enjoy with a woman. I mean, they're comfortably out loud doing it by themselves. And before I even played this video, you all, of this compilation, I would love for a lot of the guys in the chat right now, because I know y'all in the building, and again, y'all like the video, share the video and subscribe. I would love for a lot of the guys in the building right now to put a 2 in the chat if you yourself are a guy that is embracing, you know, single manhood and, you know, doing things by yourself and you're happy with it. Like, let me know. Put a 2 in the chat if you are the guy that is, quote unquote, living his best life by himself, aka dating himself, loving on himself, celebrating himself. Y'all let me know. Put a 2 if you are that guy. And then
She said loving on himself. Pause.
And if you're not that guy, and it's like, no, I'm still looking for my woman and all of that to enjoy my life with, you know, then just go ahead and put that 1. But if you are falling under the category of a man embracing the single life, all right, again, you're loving on yourself. You celebrating yourself. You're doing a lot of activities by yourself and you're happy with it. You're fine with it. Put that 2 in the chat. Okay. Now, I'm going to throw a doozy in there, and I hope that I see a lot of threes when I say this, okay? I hope. Because, again, y'all, I'm a hopeless, romantic, and lover girl, okay? Put a 3 in the chat, though, y'all. If maybe you are a guy that is embracing the single life, but you're still in search for your wife or your woman, let me know. Now, I know what I told y'all, you know, as far as me pretty much never promoting marriage anymore, even as a happily married woman myself.
Damn. Y'all made her stop selling marriage? That's what's up. That's gangster. Y'all made her give up selling marriage, bro. I'm actually happy about that. Shout out to her chat. Her audience pushed her back off that cliff. They was like, look, that shit's just not going to fly. You just stay married and be happy. That shit's not going to fly. Her audience got her back off that bullshit. Like, nah. We just not going to go for that. That's what's up.
Because just from what I can see out here in these streets, it's looking like a lost cause. I know I said that. However, y'all, there's always exceptions. Even if that exception is very small, I'm still kind of holding on to it. Okay, I really am. I really am. But anyway.
Women love until you tell that bitch you love her. Then you become weak. It's a weird thing that happens, bro. It's a weird fucking game that gets played. Anyway,
let's get into this, you all. And again, y'all, like the video, share the video, and subscribe. And yeah. Now, a lot of these clips that I'm getting ready to share with you all, they had music playing. So I did take it upon myself to mute all of that so that we can just pay attention to, you know, what we're seeing and what we're reading. Okay. So let's get into this. Now, this one says, the new normal, men out eating alone and women in groups. Let's take a look. As you all can see, it is a group of women sitting together, you know, having to socialize in order to feel good about themselves, right? While the man is over in this corner enjoying his food by himself. He does not need a whole group of people to distract him. Like, he's fine. And to me, and I'm just being honest, y'all. Y'all know your little bit sis. Gotta be honest with you. Okay. Hold on, let's switch that around. I gotta be honest with y'all. To me, this really illustrates just how much men, and when I say this, I do not mean to ruffle feathers or anything of that sort. I'm just being honest, okay? To me, this really showcases just how much men will thrive and survive by themselves. Whereas women, we need other people around us to make us feel whole, to make us feel, you know.
The relationship makes her feel whole. And I think men definitely get something from, you know, healthy relationships and whatnot. But I think it means more to the women than it does to the men. This is why more men are just comfortable and content being alone. The solitude won't turn into like mental illness the way it tends to do with women.
Like, we're complete to make us feel good and not alone, right? This is why I'm always going to say that as women, we need men, okay? It is in our nature to have a community, to have family, to have stability and security. We get that by way of men, people being around us, right? And so when we don't have that, we try our best to fill that void with distractions, i.e., partying every day, you know, maybe drinking every day, hanging out every day. Like we're always needing some kind of distraction to fill the void of needing a man. Whereas these men, I mean, look at him. He's fine by himself. He doesn't need a group. And like I said, you all, this really highlights the difference between men and women. Men can absolutely do it alone. They just didn't want to. Let's peep that game, y'all.
Men can be happy alone. They just don't want to. This totally fucks up like the economics of America, right? As men no longer pair bond the way they used to, it creates all kind of economic shifts and then social shifts, and then now we're gonna have to respond to that in god awful ways. But things are changing all over. The economic landscape is responding to these changes as well.
They just didn't want to. The men wanted families. They wanted love. They wanted a woman. Did they need it? No. And we can see that. Us, on the other hand, yes, we want it and we need it. Now, y'all can do y'all best to try to distract yourselves from accepting the fact that you want and need it. But at the end of the day, it remains the same. These men are fine. Again, this is their new normal. Being alone, going out to eat alone, dating themselves. This is wild. Let's continue because there is more. Now, this one here says, where are all of the good men? The age-old question by every woman in the world. More specifically, every no-good woman in the world. He is taking upon himself to let y'all know exactly where all the good single men are. Let's take a look. And again, y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. And fellas, let me know, can y'all relate? It says all the good men are focusing on themselves. Very interesting. Okay, working out. Okay. Focusing on their mental, their happiness, their peace, and their health.
Free Zone Lou, that is an interesting proposition. He says that it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Based on the men over 60 that are alone come in, 5% of them fine, the rest of them miserable as fuck. I'm not sure what you mean when you say come in. You got some kind of customer base you're referring to. I don't know what you mean when you say that, but I think I get it. Not every man is built for that. So a lot of guys do want they need the blue pill traditional love marriage relationship deal, right? They need that. I mean, human beings, we are a social species, right? We're not really an isolated species like bears or some shit, right? We are a pack species. And a lot of guys, I think what might start happening, guys are going to start looking for their like groups and shit, guilds will be formed and shit like that, I think. But I don't know how true the numbers are broadly, but a lot of guys are going to have a rough transition. But again, these are not trends that men are forcing either. That's the weird thing about it. Like, it's not that men are pioneering this out of a desire. It's like being kicked out of the blue pill country. And now you have to go find your way.
Is that so? Reading books, eating fruit, okay, enjoying wine and stuff. It says until a woman brings value and not just sex and wanting her bills paid. Whoopsie. What? This brother here says, while y'all are out here asking, where are all the good men at? Let me show you exactly where we are and what we are partaking in. We are sipping our wine, relaxing. We are going to the gym, working out, eating healthy. We're taking action as far as making sure that we are overall healthy, at peace, and good. Until, what does it say, y'all? Let's blow it up. Until a woman brings value and not just sex and wanting her bills paid. Now,
drizzle, bitch. Drizzle. Can a nigga get some drizzle? That's all we asking for. Is a little drizzle too much to ask for? I mean, goddamn. Look at the shit a nigga got to deal with. For all that a nigga got to deal with, I mean, can we get a little drizzle? You don't even know what you be putting me. Well, you know for a fact what you be putting me through, and then you act like a little drizzle was too much. Nah. A nigga needs some drizzle for all of this bullshit.
Wow, you guys were together?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I also got with two brothers.
Congratulations!
You got with two brothers.
And my sister's boyfriend.
You said what?
Oh, and your sister's boyfriend. Wow. Okay.
All right, what else?
That's lovely.
All right, what's the damn
What is your confession?
Damn. All right, let's just say I went to go see Sneaker Link. He flew me out, went to see him, and then he went to the club, and I went to go see someone else.
She belongs to the streets.
What's the worst thing you've done to an ex or a guy you were talking to?
There was a guy that my ex absolutely hated. The week after we broke up, I kind of got with both of them in the same night, and neither of them know about it.
You was just hard?
Yeah.
Stop it. Get some help.
What is the worst thing you've done to an ex?
So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just an athlete. They're really dumb.
NBA Twitter wildly speculates that PJ Washington could be paying $2.4 million annually in child support.
All a nigga want is some drizzle for once. Like, goddamn. For all that we got to deal with, can a nigga get a little drizzle in life?
Now, this, unfortunately, you all, is something that a lot of the men have been running into, which is why they are embracing singlehood. If I have to be alone to protect myself from gold diggers, to protect myself from selfish women, women that cannot offer me anything of real value outside of the box. And I mean that both figuratively and literally. Y'all don't know how to go outside of the box. A lot of y'all are basic, typical. And that box too.
I thought that was the box she was talking about. Hold on. I swear to God, I thought that was the box she was talking about. Like, what do you mean outside of the box? There's only the box. Like, that's the box. They can't go outside of that box. You thought we were, you thought I was thinking about her brain? No. They really can't go outside of the box. That's why, as a guy, you're really only concerned about getting inside of the box, because that's really all there is, right? Outside of the box, man, she's just a girl. Inside of the box, it's fucking dope. This fucking chick, bro. This fucking dumbass girl, bro. But inside of the box, it's amazing. It is amazing. I see the sun, the moon, the mountains, and the rivers. I saw heaven when I was inside of the box, right? But outside of the box, this fucking dumbass fucking bitch bothering me about some bullshit. It's so weird. I thought she was talking about the box. All this time, I swear to God, I thought she was talking about the box. Now you want to be all poetic with it.
A lot of y'all are basic, typical. And that box too. That's all y'all have to offer. And I don't know if y'all got the news flash, okay? But a lot of the men, let's just say they're not moved by the box anymore. You know, that's not something that they're chasing. That's not something that is enticing them or making them do anything. Like, no.
That's what happens when you get a lot of box. That's what happens when you get fine quality H2O box, right? After a while, it's like, you know, I've had box, but what can you do? That's just the thing that it becomes a thing after a while. Because, you know, at first, it's like you're a baby, you're a child, you're a boy, you become a young adult, you become a man. Somewhere between, you know, young adult and man, you discover box, right? And then, you know, life before box was like dry and full of hope. And then you discover box, and now it's wet and full of hope. And you're like, holy shit, this like, you know, box is life, right? Because you just discovered it's this awesome, dope thing, right? And then you get a different box and a better box. Sometimes it's an ugly box, maybe even a bunch of fat boxes, you know, all kinds of box, right? You just run through the world of box, right? And then one day, after you've unwrapped another box, you just ask a question. Like, you know, this is a wonderful box and all, but what can you do? Like, if I were to put the lid back on this box and just leave the box alone, what can you do? And then you realize that there was never anything inside the box to begin with. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. It was so sad. I realized there was never anything in the box. Nothing.
No, they need better. They need more. Because a lot of the guys have realized and recognized their value and what they offer and what they can bring. And so if I'm able to give you peace, you know, a life of leisure and all of that, then yeah, I'm going to need way more than sex and you demanding your bills to be paid. Are you a submissive woman? Are you a caring woman? Are you a nurturing woman? You know, are you a selfless woman? Are you feminine and friendly? All of these different things matter to these men, especially if they're going to be expected to go above.
That was a Kevin Samuels bar, by the way. No, was it feminine and friendly? No, is that a Nate? Was that a Little Big Nate bar? I think Little Big Nate, he was the originator of that little line right there. Fit, feminine, and friendly.
Above and beyond for a woman. So until you can bring them more than pussy, problems, and headaches, yeah, you can stay over there.
X moved on.
What's the worst thing you've done to an ex?
Probably like out of him. He just basically made me look bad. I'm like, you're not gonna make me look bad. Simple.
What's the worst thing you've done to an ex?
I got my lick back.
What you do?
Nah, I don't want to go into detail. Let's just say that me and his homeboy was cool in it.
What was the worst thing you've done to an ex?
I made out with his best friend.
In front of him?
In the same room. I don't know if he was looking.
What is the worst thing you've done to an ex?
Cheat on him to get my lick back.
So he cheated on you first?
He cheated on me the whole relationship, and then I found out, so I got my lick back.
What's the worst thing you've done to an ex?
Bro, I cheated on that man like too many damn times. I literally responded to every single person that texted me that was fine, and I just didn't give a.
Come on now, dog. How about you? What's the worst thing you've done to an ex?
I texted his best friend right after we broke up.
Come on, man. What is the worst thing you've done to an ex?
We're both cheaters.
How many times did you cheat?
More than like 6 or 7.
On the same guy?
Not the same person you're saying? Yeah.
6 times?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just leave? What is the worst thing you've done to an ex?
Punched him.
Did you hurt him though?
I'm sure. Did it feel good?
I don't know, man.
Come on, I'm beating that too. Stop playing.
How about you?
Same thing.
Punched him?
Yeah.
Hold on. How about you?
Talked to a guy's brother.
And then I ended up dating the other brother.
You dated the other brother too?
Yeah.
And they allowed that?
No, he was very sad.
Yo, it's rough out here in these streets, man. Not only is it rough out here in these streets, it's rough out here in these marriages, bro.
How did you get over
Like the
that
video,
hump?
man.
I
Like, share,
think
and
it
subscribe. Support the
requires
show, y'all. Get
really
that cash
knowing
app.
yourself, you
Mhm.
know, like
Mhm.
really emancipating yourself from the need to control what people think.
Thank you for that, because I lived my life for others and I found validation with myself.
You shouldn't have to act in your life.
Yeah, that part. And that's what it was. I got tired of not being authentic, you know, and living in my truth. I got tired of showing up at events and people thinking that everything was perfect when it wasn't, you know, like I would go home and feel alone. My persona as a celebrity is kind of like the girl next door, the white picket fence. But what I didn't show was the reality of what was really going on.
Yeah, they just find no, they just have no good reason to destroy the family other than they're allegedly unhappy. And I think they're unhappy because they want to destroy the family. And then they finally destroy the family and they're like, yes.
In my marriage, maybe I was trying to live a fantasy.
This time, however long it lasts before, you know, there's a new iteration of your life, right, with a partner.
You know, I've never dated.
That's right.
I
haven't.
never dated. Corey was my.
She just wants other dick. And she doesn't want to feel the guilt of cheating, which is almost weirdly like, you know, honest and noble, I suppose. Because, no, you could be over here. At least she didn't do that. Oh, wait, lost the video. I mean, lost the audio. What the hell? Anyway, we'll be right back.
My first.
Right. Yes.
Everything.
I know.
So I wasn't even allowed to date until I was 18 years old. I met Corey when I turned 20.
You got sound back now?
And I lost my virginity at 25. There. Was that it? And then we got married. Boom. Well.
So she met a boy. She fell in love, got married, never had anybody else. Now, in my world, that is fucking pristine. That is beautiful. Like that feels right. Like that is, you are for him. That's you. You are good. Like everywhere you go in the world, you are his girl. Ain't no man bet not near never. And then she just wanted to fuck that up because she wanted to feel like the shape of other dick. That's really what it is. She just wanted to feel the shape of other dick, bro. Because she never got to feel the shape of other dick, she thinks she missed out on something. And now she's on a perpetual quest for new dick. It never ends. I hope you understand this. I bet you're learning this with every new dick you say bye to, but the quest for new dick never ends. They're all just dicks. That's how it is.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Okay.
Being paid.
But what's really interesting about this conversation I was having regarding prostitution was this came off the back of me saying that the thing people don't want to recognize is, and this is going to be very controversial to say, but marriage also is sex work, because a lot of women, what they're doing is, yeah, and this is controversial to say,
Go on,
because
I'm gonna hear this.
in your definition where you said earlier about prostitution, where you know, like, you sleep with a man, you get money, or you hang out with him, you get money. Why I say marriage is prostitution is because what happens is women engage in marriage from a place where, okay, he's gonna take.
Marriage is prostitution, by the way. It used to be slavery. It used to be slavery. I guess that's an upgrade. Would you rather be a slave or a prostitute? Because, you know, at least the prostitute gets to keep her money. But marriage is prostitution now.
Take care of you financially, and there's a home for you both to live in. And what you are doing is you're fulfilling a role. So you're going to either be some sort of like homemaker, homekeeper, you're raising and rearing the kids, and you are partnering with him and sleeping with him in the hopes that the trade-off will be that you get validation, love, and upkeep. And the man understands and believes that if he continues to fulfill that role for you, then the arrangement works, because marriage is an arrangement. Now, why I say it's prostitution is because whilst it's not necessarily on the surface, you're fucking for a transactional exchange, there's something that you're fucking for.
But then there's the basis of a relationship. I guess the reason why prostitution is because it's just.
Carmen, sweetheart. Carmen in the chat asks, so Hood, you went through your pussy desensitizing journey. I love how you phrased that, by the way. Pussy desensitizing journey. You made it sound epic. Carmen, you made it sound epic. Like I was out here fighting monsters and climbing mountains and shit. You know, there was a fat bitch or two. But you did make it sound fucking like heroic. But okay, fine. You went through your pussy desensitizing journey. Do you think women need a dick desensitizing journey to learn to prioritize the depth in the relationships? No. You realize a dick desensitizing. Let me tell you. Let me give you some game, Carmen. Pimps have witnessed a certain phenomenon in their women. You know, the girls in their stable, right? And what happens to women after a certain amount of casual encounter, let's just call it that, professional encounters rather, the women begin to lose any ability to feel emotionally with a man. It's what's called pair bonding in the scientific world. But not only do women lose the ability to pair bond, as you know, we call it professionally, clinically. What the pimps witnessed is that women who've actually been in the game for a length of time go through what I could only call a level of psychosis, right? Like they actually do begin to go dick crazy. And that's not, you know, to say she's going to be like, you know, a homeless person eating cats in the alley or some shit like that. But some of those bitches used to be hookers too. Yes. But seriously, no, it's bad for women. A dick desensitizing journey for women just loses all. You lose all of your soul. When men don't lose their soul having sex with women, we lose our romanticism having sex with women. But with women, they will lose what is effectively their soul and quite a bit of their mind as well. Because a woman's mental state is so keenly attached to her emotional reality that constant interplay between intense personal connection and just a random act, it kind of breaks the brain. That's why you got this woman up here making the argument that marriage is sex work, because dick broke her brain.
Just and it's sexual. It's nothing but sex. So you get the sex, you go. Whereas a marriage, to even get to the marriage, there would have been a build of a relationship, friendship, gone through a few things, families involved. Maybe you might even have kids now. So I think that's why people would be the
People wouldn't
difference.
understand that. And why I'm fascinated by that is because what people really miss out on in that conversation and in their opposition to the idea of marriage being a form of sex work is once you stop being able to render that service to the man, he leaves you. So, for example, I've seen countless situations where the woman has gained weight after having children, and the man has decided he doesn't want to be with her anymore because either her libido has lowered, so she's no longer interested in having sex. She doesn't feel good about herself. She doesn't want to have sex. So that man moves on, or the woman becomes disabled or becomes sick and needs long-term care from her husband, and he leaves because he can't be asked and he doesn't want to do that and he can't have sex with her anymore. So what I've observed is that once men stop seeing you as the person that can fulfill that transactional need that they want from you, their energy switches up very quickly.
Do you think that's the case majority of the time?
My bad, stepped away for a second. But yeah, women are breaking all desire to actually be in a married situation. It's it's not us, it's them, bro.
You've done to an ex?
Ooh, I've actually tried to run my husband over. I tried to get him from my car.
Like attempted murder type?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is the worst thing you've done to an ex?
I broke up with my ex for my female coworker.
What is the worst thing you've done to an ex?
I cheat. I think I could cheat.
You've been that. You better just own up to it at this point.
What is the worst thing you've done to an ex?
When I was younger and I was less mature, but he gave me a stuffed animal and I lit it on fire because of how mad I was.
Get some help.
What's the worst thing you've done to an ex?
He cheated on me. I knew he was cheating. And when I found out with the house key, he gave me an I-carved cheater into his wall.
You know, it's weird. Even when things are like good and happy, sometimes you still die inside just a little bit.
Very nice. Ta-da!
Oh, new girl?
New girl.
What happened to the old one?
I got rid of it.
She threw his old grill away and brought him a new grill, right? Now, she thinks he would be happy about this, but I automatically understand why he's not thrilled, because you threw his old grill away.
Yeah. What do you mean? I got rid of it. So you get a new one.
You paid $500 for a new grill.
Yeah.
But the other one was like good. It works still. Nothing
So this is bigger. And there we got some meat.
Meat?
So you can start grilling.
Wait, but how'd you pay for this?
It doesn't matter.
Well, I want to know. I mean,
Then he asked, how'd you pay for it? And she's like, it doesn't matter. The fuck you mean it doesn't matter? Did you sell your booty hole for this grill? Don't tell me it doesn't matter. I asked you a simple fucking question. How'd you pay for this grill, bitch? Goddamn, let me know.
how'd you come up with the money to pay for this?
I sold like
What?
I paid with a credit card.
With the credit card. So that means you didn't buy this for me. I bought this myself.
No, you bought it.
I'm paying for it.
I bought it.
So not only did you throw his grill away, You basically like it almost feels like you stole his money and bought him a new grill because you threw his old grill away. What the fuck is going on here? A nigga just want to wake up on his day off, wear his shorts and his wife's beater, and watch some football. He's probably gonna ride around on the mower later. And now you just got this motherfucker out here all mad and heartbroken because you fucking took his money and threw his old grill away. On his day off.
Cause look, your favorite beers.
Gonna bribe me with some Coronas.
I know they're my favorite beers, but I don't know. Where's the other one?
It's over there on the other side of the house.
Will I return it? I like the other one.
No, what the heck?
I mean, it's nice, cool, like.
Plus, since I like eating chicken, like you could put the chicken right here.
Well, thank you, I guess.
And then she even bought him some chicken to cook, like right away. Like, hey, I bought you a new thing that you have to do some work on now. Be happy.
Here's what your body count says about you. Absolutely fucking nothing. We have really got to stop with all of the shame, blame, and misogyny that is going around in the dating world right now. I can say personally, yeah, I put my hoe hat up a long time ago. I slept around because I used my body to connect with people. That doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. And that doesn't mean that just because I have a body count from when I lived in New York, that I should also be judged now because somebody is insecure or feels insecure because of the fact that I had a past. So if somebody's asking you what your body count is and it makes you uncomfortable, then set that boundary and let them know, hey, there's a lot more to me than how many people I've been with. And if that's your focus, I don't know that we're going to be a match. Here's what your body count says about you. Absolutely fucking nothing. We have really got to stop with
Anybody else's boyfriend makes 3 racks of ribs on a Monday after he works and churro cheesecake cookies. Can I have a cookie?
Rachel is the first one that has to get one because she wanted them. She's in bed.
Rachel's our 6-year-old daughter.
So that is their daughter. I was confused when I didn't catch that. So that's their daughter. She asked for some cookies. Her dad is making her some cookies.
Yeah, and I made those cookies because she wanted me to, and I wanted her to feel special. So she gets to have the first one, so she feels special. You can't have one.
That makes sense. That's very nice.
This is so messed up because that dad spent time making something special for his daughter, and the mom knowingly gets in the way of it by stealing a cookie. And
Damn, I keep hitting the mute button. No, it's weird to see women actually compete with their daughters. And this is like an actual family unit, right? It's not even like some stepdaddy or stepmother situation. But to see women actually compete with their own daughters is something fucking crazy about that. And I've speculated on this too for a while. Like, I wonder if another part of the motivation for like keeping kids from the father is she never had a dad. It's like, if I never had a daddy, these kids don't need a daddy. Fuck that shit. You don't need one. Why should you have a daddy? I didn't get one. Like, it's wild when you think about that shit, but the competition is nuts, y'all. The competition is crazy.
Let's be clear, it's not because she really wanted a cookie. She could have made her own cookies or gone to the store. The mom did this intentionally, which indicates that she wanted to prevent that moment, that core memory of her daughter feeling unconditional love from her father.
And they wonder why relationships are dead.
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
Anyway, that's been the show for today. You guys have a great day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate to the show. Hit the Cash App scrolling at the bottom as you make your way out. Thank you so much for being here. We are out of here, guys. Take care.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.